E,
E,
U,
U,
mm. Yes, would you like to sit next to mommy? Do you like broccoli?
No, I like chicken rice. I like carrot soup
Chicken rice and carrot soup.
and broccoli soup.
When Dylan was born, we found out after tests that he developed a hearing loss of about mild to moderate. I still remember I broke down and cried in the hospital. I just couldn't believe it. How do you bring up a child when he can't hear you? Or can he hear me?
Turn around, eat your food. Eat your food, darling. Oh, I haven't. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Hello.
Dylan. The early part of my career, I was with the military. It's kind of ingrained. No matter what happens, I put on composure as the armor to protect not just myself, I think more importantly, the family.
You have to eat your food. Okay? Okay. Well done. Give me one. Well done.
Dylan just turned 4.
He's young. He is at that critical stage. It's hearing that leads to speech, that ultimately leads to the ability to interact and to socialize. So all these were the concerns that I think are constantly weighing. You just wonder whether he's catching up, he's lagging behind. Excuse me. Can you please listen? Can you have your dinner now? Can you have your dinner now? Can you have your dinner now? I understand that. Can you have your dinner? Can you stand up straight? Hands behind your back. Can you please eat your dinner now? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, Papa?
Yes, Papa.
Okay. Listen?
Little and good toilet.
Okay. Listen and good choices. Alright, pick up. I think we make a very clear distinction between listening and hearing.
So as long as his hearing aids are on, we know his hearing aids are working and he can hear us. If he chooses not to follow our instructions, he gets the same consequences as Owen.
Okay, are you ready to bed?
My egg.
What do you say?
Little my egg.
Okay.
Papa.
Bye-bye, AIDS.
Papa egg.
Alright.
The parts of a hearing aid comprises 3 main parts. A microphone, a speech processor which is able to digitally process the sound immediately and transmit the sound to the third part, which is known as the speaker or the amplifier. And essentially, all this is happening within microseconds.
Can you hear Papa? Yes, Papa?
Yes, Papa.
Yes, Papa?
Hearing aids basically magnify the sound waves, and so patients are hearing essentially pretty much what they otherwise would have heard if they had normal hearing.
Do, do. Sing.
Music is a big part of our life, and we learned music from a young age.
So you can imagine our joy when we were introducing to Owen music. Dylan's the one bobbing. He would suddenly start smiling. Those things you take for granted, really. Do, do, so, so. Hearing loss is about amplitude, it's about volume, right? Not about the precision of frequencies. So you can still discern do from re, from mi. Its condition has been regressing. So it's more or less reached a point where the hearing aids have peaked in their ability to support and amplify, and there's not much more they can do.
So it'd be better to do the cochlear implant now when he's still young. his brain is more plastic, they call it, that it can adapt to the way it would sound.
Cochlear implantation is a form of technology that is able to restore hearing in a deaf person. These are basically devices which get inserted into the cochlea and which directly stimulates the nerve endings within the cochlea, such that they can then provide onward transmission of signals to the brain. We have not reached that level of technological advancement where that degree of algorithms is as accurate nor as precise as a normal person's cochlea. Initially, when patients are fit with a cochlear implant, they report this situation where the initial voices which come through from their friends and their family sound like Donald Duck voices or Mickey Mouse voices or Darth Vader voices. However, the brain is an amazing organ in which it has the ability to learn. With usage, then the voices turns into a very natural sounding voice to them.
How do you ask properly?
Think, Mommy.
What does he say? May I?
May I?
This is something that I did read, that some cochlear patients actually do feel that music actually sounds quite jarring and they just want to listen to just speech. It would be pretty sad for us. However, I think the bigger picture is that he can understand speech and he can live his life as normally as possible.
I know it doesn't seem like an option, but it actually is an option that we do nothing. And he just becomes completely deaf and lives, yes, as a deaf person, which is a completely respectable, potentially meaningful choice and life. Oftentimes in life, we feel like we have no choice in the matter, and we're just thrust into that situation. But most of the time, it's not true. And in this case, we made a choice to leverage on whatever technology and science was available to help our son.
Pounce!
Hey, Papa.
Pounce!
House
Pounce on.
on the baby.
With the tremendous leap in terms of technological progress, many of the children who are born deaf nowadays have eventually undergone cochlear implantation. They do not choose to communicate via sign language.
I'm not able to really appreciate music. I mean, I know it's supposed to sound nice and soothing. There are certain sounds that I really hate, sounds that are very high pitched. Like, for example, Tuesday performance. When I don't really like a certain sound, I'll just turn off my cochlear implant. Penglibatan dalam aktiviti ini juga memberikan masyarakat terisi dengan tuasan yang bermanfaat.
Faedah.
Faedah.
Whatever work I give her, the next day she will show me all the translation, and sometimes she even memorize some of the words already. She will really put in double effort what other people put in. It's less than sangat a bit if you talk about the degree of difference. I would describe her as a fighter. She wants to do well for herself.
When she got her PSLE results, she was one of the top students in St. Margaret's Primary.
In Primary 3, when we have to officially select at least one CCA, I find it difficult to choose between swimming or bowling. In swimming, whenever I went for competitions, I always face the issue of timing. The moment the person next to me jumps in, I must be jumping if they are from behind. That's how I aim to bowling. I I did well from my inter-primary competition, and so my parents said I should try and apply to sports. It was a miracle that I made through the selection rounds.
That was already an achievement for her to integrate into a mainstream school. The biggest challenge in sports school is a boarding school. She really showed her maturity, willing to leave the comfort of the home to be put into a new environment. We told her that it's not about the disability you have, it's really about how you overcome your disability.
It's the habit that you got to always check. Now you see, I talk to you, you do, but you did not check. It's a habit, no matter what. No matter training start or no training, like you want to test your ball, check your surround, because maybe your friend come by, you may not. Okay. Check.
Actually, I had to feel much better about it, and then I relied mostly on reading. I just focus on training, and I don't normally talk to my teammates. But then I really talk to my coach to give me some tips and instructions on how to do a specific skill.
How you feel? Okay. Shots making. Shot, don't go. Stay to the position.
My family encouraged me to go for trainings and competitions, so I'm able to pursue my sport to the best of my abilities.
What she wanted to do is also to achieve the podium in the Masters event. She always misses by 1 or 2 positions. It's either she's 4th, or she's 5th, or she's 6th. I believe she has improved a lot over the past few years. This time round in November, we hope that she can achieve the podium.
The Purple Parade is Singapore's largest movement to support inclusion and celebrate the abilities of persons with special needs in Singapore.
Choreographers from Pointer Studios and a deaf choreographer from Redefinition working together with dancers from both entities.
The first time I saw Redefinition perform, I was totally in awe and very amazed. Here is a group that comprises both hearing and deaf and hard of hearing dancers. They cannot hear, but gosh, they can really hear the music with their hearts, and they really dance so well. And with each year, folks like Roseanne really became better, executing the choreography so well, with so much more energy even.
I'm born deaf. So when I'm young, I start to wear ear aid only on one side. So my left ear is severe and right side is profound. When I take out my ear aid, I cannot hear at all unless they speak loud.
The difference between hearing impairment and deafness is in the severity of the hearing loss. In hearing loss, we typically grade the degree of hearing loss into 4 grades: mild, moderate, severe, and profound. Deafness usually applies to patients who have profound hearing loss.
I go to primary school for the deaf people, but after that, it's the mainstream school. I always feel left out in different environments, like family, school, and friends. When it comes to deaf people, I feel more comfortable because we have a common language which is tongue language. They also use the oral language but at the pace where we can understand each other. Last time I went to event where the deaf and living doctor dance together. I was amazing because they dance together as one. So it made me interested to know more about dancing. I have been dancing for 9 years. I feel dancing build up myself easier than fitting because dancing is more like freedom, so you can do whatever you want. So I do not have to worry about anything. One of our members was dancing to a song at an event and you look quite fun.
Sound is basically perception, and it's a physical transmission of waves which needs to be perceived by a hearing system. Sound in itself are just mechanical sound waves which gets transmitted through any medium, whether it's through the air or through liquids or even through solids. So you can hear sound technically from speaking face to face. You can hear sound if you are underwater swimming. You can hear sound technically also through walls. The organ that senses the sound is known as the ear. It not only collects the sound, it actually amplifies the sound. That sense organ is able to change that sound waves, which it is perceiving, into electrical signals which go up to the brain.
Maafkan aku jika jalanmu kau tempuhi tanpa diriku.
Music to me is a language. It's a language of emotions. I've enjoyed doing a variety of music-related work and activities. For instance, performance, teaching, accompaniment, adjudicating. So I think enjoying different aspects of my profession has kept things interesting and meaningful and satisfying.
Are there any other artists or musicians that have inspired you?
Definitely, I've been inspired by others. Beethoven is one of them. At around 30 years old, he became almost suicidal because he was losing his hearing. And just knowing the things that he went through and what pursued him to continue to pursue art, knowing his reason, that was what kept me going. So that was an inspiration to me. Disability is also a big challenge to my expression of music. Sometimes it can really impact my self-confidence. If my hearing gets worse and there's certain things that I used to be able to hear or do in music that now I'm not able to, then it affects me personally and it affects my confidence in expressing music. But my love for music outweighs that and helps me to continue to give, to share, and not just focus on my disability. So sometimes I'm not able to tell if a certain sound is exactly how I want the audience to hear it. So I can get around those limitations by asking other people to give me feedback. If there's something that I really cannot get around, then I just focus on what I can do. But not without trying first.
Of all things that he had to choose, he chose something that he was weakest on. So I really have no idea on how he really perceives music, but I guess it has to be something from inside you. He loved music, so mother and I went to knock on different doors of the teachers, got different opinions, and you got very opinions, but finally the way was paved for him to do music, and so there was no turning back. He was getting very good feedback about his playing and performance, and a lot of people say that what's special about him is that he plays from his heart, and every exam he basically got distinction. And then the teacher said, let's send him for competition. Send him for competition, he won first prize. So scholarships just came along the way.
Some people were discouraging. They were like, your hearing is bad, so why would you take up music? Well, some people were positive. They said, while you have hearing left, why not make the best use of it? The mind is a wonderful thing. The memory, you can remember all those beautiful experiences, the music, it resides in your head. Based on the surroundings, the voices of people. I think my hearing is going down gradually. Hearing aids amplify sound. They still make use of your natural inner ear's ability to understand sound. But a cochlear implant completely replaces that. And so the way you perceive everything will be completely different. And when it comes to music, that means a big change. So I think cochlear implants is something that would be better to leave until it is absolutely necessary.